there's a lot of persons that are bad talking Kamla Persad-Bissessar right now. And ironically, some of them from Trinidad and Tobago and some of them from outside of Trinidad and Tobago. Case in point, Jamaica. Imagine that. Jamaica, our Prime Minister, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and Trinidad and Tobago, therefore, is the first CARICOM nation to render aid to Jamaica. And the Jamaicans today bad talking Kamla Persad-Bissessar. All you ever see more? You ever see more? You ever see more? Imagine you going through a whole hurricane and Kamla Persad, 6 confirmed dead, condolences. But Kamla Persad-Bissessar is the first CARICOM nation to say, we will step in and we will support. And it is the same Jamaicans that today, by talking Kamla Persad-Bissessar, talking about we don't want she here, and we don't want this, and we don't want that, and we don't want the other, and calling her a Secunia. That's what they're calling Camela. A Secunia across in Jamaica and across in other Caribbean islands as well. They're calling her Secunia. And this is the lady that stepped in to support. And I think Kamla Persad-Bissessar had said that she went to Jamaica and she stayed in Jamaica for just about 14 years, right? That's how long she spent in Jamaica. And the Jamaicans come out and attack. Watch now, they come out in full force. I have some images that I'm going to put up to show you all right now. But look at this. All right, so this is what's making you wrongs. So, rough time for Jamaicans to find out that Kamla Persad-Bissessar is really Jamaican. This is what they posted. And then the Jamaican delegates is honored by the offer, or this offer, to accept Kamla Persad-Bissessar, that is because it was a trend going around. But we must respectfully decline. We would like to hand this over to the people of Grenada. And then the people of Grenada come out in full bashment of Kamla Persad-Bissessar. And the Grenadians, let me show you all so you all can see it for yourself. And this is why, again, you probably don't help people. But look, this is the Grenadians here. The Grenadian delegation know that we have close, I can't even say the word now. Familiar ties with the Trinidadians or Trinidadians. But a search of our records show that she has no lineage here. And at this time, we must respectfully decline. We would like to hand this over to the wonderful people of Barbados. And then Barbados jump in the trend. And Barbados send Camela wrong again. All they don't have to worry, you know. I don't want the Caribbean to worry, you know. They even send it to Antigua and Barbuda. And even them send Kamla Persad-Bissessar packing as though we care. You could send her all the way to South America. You can send her all the way to Venezuela. We want Kamla Persad-Bissessar here, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. We want Camela to go nowhere. Look how far this went. This went to Antigua and Barbuda, and then it also went to St. Lucia. Yeah. This went all over the place. The whole of the Caribbean, I tell you, was on Kamla Persad-Bissessar throat. They cut Kamla Persad-Bissessar throat. They didn't want Camela. And why don't they want Kamla Persad-Bissessar? Somebody help me understand. Why don't they want Camela? They don't want Camela simply because of her stance on Venezuela. So I say, all they can accept Maduro, you know. And if all they want a dictator, and all they want people who just run over all they could go ahead and accept Maduro. Y'all forget what Maduro does do? Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all who y'all want. This is what they want across there in Antigua, Barbuda, and in the Caribbean, right? This is what y'all want. Y'all want armored trucks to run over all you. That's what they want. You see Camela doing that in Trinidad? So Camela not doing this. Camela is on the side of people. Imagine that. Kamla Persad-Bissessar on the side of people. And imagine when Venezuela wanted to touch down in Guyana. What did Kamla Persad-Bissessar say? Hear what she said.
Listen, my clear message to Maduro tonight is, if you interfere with the Guyanese people, you interfere with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You touch one and you touch all. We fully support the people of Guyana in this crisis, and we call upon Maduro to obey international law and stay out.
Imagine, stay out. Stay out of the Caribbean. Stay out of Guyana. But you know what they tell Camela? She's a Sacunya. Imagine that. The Prime Minister that stood up for the Caribbean, instead of Mia Motley, because all Mia Motley could do is run she mouth on world summits and go to G20 and run she mouth and talk big. That's all Mia Motley could do. Kamla Persad-Bissessar goes to the United Nations. What she come back with? She come back with hundreds of $millions in donations. Not money that we had to pay back, you know, donations. Well, she come back with? She come back with good relations with Saudi Arabia. She come back with big money from China. She come back with OFAC. OFAC. She come back with OFAC. Kamla Persad-Bissessar come back with OFAC license. Not the other one that Kizel spoke about. Right? She come back with OFAC license for Trinidad and Tobago. What else did Kamla Persad-Bissessar come back with? Several relations. Several good relations. She even almost secured, I'm not say almost because she said, quote, she secured Trinidad and Tobago to be a part of the United Nations Security Council. Or it's CARICOM Security? No, United Nations Security Council. 2026, 2027, or 2027, 2028. Something that no other leader could do. It is Mia Motley that keep asking for United Nations not to see Caribbean islands as inferior. Remember that, right? Not to see we as lesser than. But she could only go and talk. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, who say, this again, I'm going to remind you, who said this?
Listen, my clear message to Maduro tonight is, if you interfere with the Guyanese people, you interfere with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You touch one and you touch all.
Touch one, touch all. Who said that? Secured Trinidad and Tobago's future. Not only Trinidad and Tobago, but she's making history. She was appointed Kamla Persad-Bissessar, our Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, not Jamaica Prime Minister, not Barbados Prime Minister, not St. Vincent Prime Minister, not St. Lucia Prime Minister, not any Prime Minister for the Caribbean nations, any other nations, but our Prime Minister, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, was recognized internationally as what? One of the most famous, most spoken about persons since after the 2025 general election. Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Not Mia Motley again, not Jamaica. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the rightful, if I'd say ruler of the Caribbean, oh God, I dead. Oh God, I dead. But the rightful lady to run the Caribbean, honestly. Because if Kamla Persad-Bissessar was really running the Caribbean, if it was really a federation, and Camela was running the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, then the stance by the entirety of CARICOM to Venezuela would be touch one, touch all.